I'm in line with my dad for his COVID-19 test. And he's nervous, which I find funny. Because my dad's a farmer, right? So he's had every part of his body's been cut and bruised. He's the hardest working man I've ever known. So it's incredible that he's afraid of a needle. And I can't believe it. He's a man who has so much discipline. He was raised in a house with 3 boys and 1 girl, and he had 1 girl and 3 boys. He taught me how to work hard, because he was taught how to work hard. He doesn't know what to do with his free time, and doesn't know how to have quality time with folks that he loves. When I was a kid, my dad had hand warts. Now, this is a procedure that takes 20 minutes, but we had to go into a different town to do it. So my dad decided that he would bring one of his kids to go with him, and afterwards, they would get ice cream. Listen, ice cream was a big deal. We never had ice cream. So if we had the opportunity, we were going to get ice cream. We didn't care what was going to happen before. We were getting ice cream. So every time, we'd line up, and my dad would say, "You can come." So I wasn't the first to go. But when it was my turn, I was excited. My dad starts the old red GMC truck, and off we go to town. I didn't have much to say to my dad. He had nothing much to say to me because we had nothing in common. I hated the farm. I knew at a very young age it was not for me. And my dad, well, he only wanted to talk about the farm. So we just quietly stayed in the truck, making our way to town. And then I noticed the clinic that I always used to go to for my yearly checkups. And I was like, great, I know this place. It's perfectly fine. We're going to go up the stairs. But we didn't. We went down into the basement. And it wasn't a regular basement. You know, you imagine it to be somber and dark. This one was bright. Fluorescent tubes right up in the sky. Created this nervous energy that people would quietly try to cough into. And I started getting nervous too. I knew I didn't have anything to worry about, but I was like, what if? What if I'm here because my dad's bringing me for a secret vaccine? Are you serious, Dad? You're being me? So I'm trying to not panic as I'm thinking about I'm here for a different reason than what he told me. And I'm looking at my exit strategies. I say I can go back up the stairs, but I gotta run fast enough or else my dad's gonna grab me with his arms and lock me in and bring me for my vaccine. Or I could adventure through the dark alleyway. That's right there, it's a hallway. I haven't been there, so I don't know what's there, but it could be a risk, but maybe I could find an exit. As I'm contemplating my exit, the nurse comes up and says, "Monsieur Streule, s'il vous plaît." I freeze. That's my name. So my dad gets up and follows this person. And he doesn't say a word. He just gives me a look. So I follow. We make it into this small room, and he says, "Sit on the chair, not on the bed operation thing." And I'm like, that's weird. Because usually when I get a checkup, I'm sitting on the bed chair thing. So I sit there and I'm chewing my nails away, thinking, what did I do to deserve this vaccine? And the nurse comes in and says, "Vous êtes prêt?" And my dad nods and gives me a big smile. My dad has a winning smile, full of confidence. It's the best smile. I wish I had his smile. If you ever saw it, you knew he'd say a snarky joke, and everyone would laugh. It's just that beautiful of a smile. But suddenly that smile vanished. And I looked down, and my dad had a Q-tip on his hand that the nurse was applying on him. And there was smoke on it. And my dad had this weird face. I had never seen him like that. My dad was my hero. He was the strongest man I knew. My dad could beat up your dad. So I kept saying to myself, but my dad that day couldn't. He looked in pain. He looked at me and he said, "Dad is okay. Dad is okay." He kept repeating it twice. He kept saying it twice, "Dad is okay. Dad is okay. But he clearly wasn't. I could see him in pain. This procedure ended, and it felt like hours that we were there, me watching my dad in pain. And then my dad brought me to La Boule de Neige, the ice cream parlor, and I got an ice cream cone. But I was confused. You see, if my dad was the strongest person in the world, and he was in pain, could I be in pain? I was very, very upset. Now, today, I'm wearing a mask and waiting in line with my dad. The nurse calls him up to take a seat, and he looks up with his winning smile and says, "Dad is okay. Dad is okay." Thank you.